In the deep dark hills of eastern Kentucky,
I had to include the notorious Harlan on my Great Appalachia tour. Harlan County, Kentucky is often called Bloody Harlan due to its violent history of labor conflicts in the 1930s, especially during coal mining strikes. Violent clashes between miners and coal companies led to bloodshed and a lasting reputation for violence. So let's go see how Harlan looks in 2025.
Hey guys, we finally made it. Welcome to Harlan County, Harlan Town, down here in the southeastern corner of Kentucky. We are still continuing our big tour of Appalachia. This is stop number 7 along the way, and I figured this would be a good intro clip, the Kentucky Mine Supply Company. Now, if you've been watching this series, you've heard me mention in basically every single video that the downfall of this entire region has been mainly associated with the decrease in coal production from the coal mines down in this region. Now, the coal industry is what built this community in this region up. At one time, it would have been wealthy, prosperous, flourishing. At one time, this would have been new. This town is over 200 years old. And what you're seeing now are you're basically seeing a fossil of an old town. I mean, technically, it's still alive. You still have families down here. There are still businesses and whatnot, but it's just a mere shadow of what it used to be. Now, there's the main part of town over there. I'm headed that way, but I saw this tourist information area. So I figured, hey, technically I'm a tourist, so why not pop in and just see what they've got? Well, they do have a nice welcome center here. They've got maps, but I don't think they have anything that's really gonna serve our purposes here today. It's so cool coming to these old towns. I mean, like I mentioned right at the top there, this town is over 200 years old. So you can imagine back in its heyday, every shop would have been filled. There would have been people all over the place. This would have been a thriving, vibrant community. And this was the heart of town right here. And they still preserve it pretty well. You know, I mean, for being over 200 years old, it looks pretty damn good. But the fact is, there's just not much going on over here. This is as central Harlan as it gets. We're right here standing in the middle of Main Street. Anybody that sees me probably thinks I'm an idiot. Kind of caught me off guard when I went to the welcome center over there. I thought it was just strictly for like tourist information. Well, it looks like there's like a big ballroom or something like that. And I saw these ladies, it looked like they were having a pajama party. So I asked one lady, she was probably, I'd guess somewhere in her 30s. I said, hey, what's going on over here today? She said, it's a wedding. That's right, folks. A couple more Harlan lovebirds tying the knot. Well, even though this town is over 200 years old, I guess they are living in 2025 because look at that. The Anxious Hippie, CBD and Mystical Boutique. Okay, Harlan, okay. Well, first impressions, Harlan's definitely living up to the name. Coal town, coal country, because right over here in the center of town, and the first thing I see are 3 piles of coal. And let's see what it's talking about over here. Dedicated to the people by the Harlan Mining Institute and the city of Harlan in commemoration of the 13th anniversary of the shipment of the first car of coal from Harlan County, August 23rd, 1911. Right over here, we've got the Harlan County Courthouse and a statue out front dedicated to the memory of the valiant sons of Harlan County World War. There are the names there. Well, I've got to say, compared to a lot of the towns that I've been in during this Appalachian tour, Harlan appears to be still doing kind of well. I mean, it still appears alive. You've got these nice homes. It's got nice facilities. I'm seeing quite a few people. The area is well preserved. You definitely couldn't say that this area is thriving, but it's much more alive than a lot of those other towns that I've stopped by on this tour. We're right here in downtown Harlan. Basically, all of these homes look nice. You see a lot of nice vehicles. Over here, you've got apartment blocks, and I see people sitting outside, cars in the parking lot. I love it down here, though. It's a 360-degree view. Everywhere you look in the distance, it's all surrounded by green forest-covered hills. These homes are nice. The lawns are cut. Pretty much every local that I've walked past has said hi to me, offered a smile. I mean, guys, look. We got nice cars. A really cool home. Look at this lawn. That's pristine. Harlan is doing a lot better than I expected. Just simply based on my experiences in the previous 6 towns that I visited on this tour. I'm not starving or anything, but I could go for a little bite to eat, and the portal seems to be the place to go here in Harlan. So let's go check it out. This place has a pretty good menu, but one thing that's catching my eye that's pretty funny in the desserts, look at that, cold nuggets. Is that me?
That's you.
All right, thank you very much.
Welcome. Can I get you anything else?
It looks good to me. Thanks. All right, guys, lunch is served. Looks a little well done there, but that's okay. So I got the buffalo chicken sandwich, and these chips here are actually homemade. Nice thick cut potato chips. Man, those are good. So yeah, lunch is served, guys. I'm gonna feast. I'm gonna stuff my filthy pie hole, and we'll catch you guys in just a minute. Oh, that does taste really good. Let's have that buffalo chicken in there, and lots of banana peppers and ranch dressing. It's very tasty. So this restaurant actually used to be a bank, and I learned that from reading this article right here, and I found out that this place still has some of the parts. I mean, it's the same space as it was when it was a bank, but it's got a couple of surprises upstairs that I found out about. I want to show you guys this. I wouldn't have known there was a second floor if I didn't read that article, but when you come up here, they've got a bar area, and so when this place was a bank, this was like the office area, so they would have had a lot of big meetings in here. A lot of the local hot shots. And look at that view. I'm telling you, it feels like you stepped back in a time machine. Hence the name, The Portal, right? So we've got this. This was the office. And then if you walk through here, over here, they've got stuff they set up like a stage. They've got local performers. They've got karaoke night. But the big surprise, check out this door. Why is that so heavy? And why does that look like that? Because this was the vault for the bank. So this is like, I don't know how old, but probably 100, 150-year-old door at least. And this was the vault. It's an office now, but that is pretty damn cool. So if you end up in Harlan, I highly recommend checking out The Portal. Food's good, and there's an interesting story to this building. Yeah, The Portal, can't recommend it enough. I just got to talking to the owner and her son, and it's not my place to share their story, but I was captivated. I stood there talking to them for about 30 minutes, and they have got some interesting stories. And now the lady that runs it, things didn't come easy for her. Now she's a successful business owner, helping out her local community. You gotta support stuff like that. Oh man, they're closed. I really wanted to go in here. It's an Appalachian bookstore and coffee shop. Oh man, that would be so cool. And this town would usually have more going on, but all these shops are closed right now because it's a holiday weekend. One interesting thing I want to share with you all, you'll see on this place it says Mount Pleasant Funeral Home. Well, Harlan actually used to be called Mount Pleasant, but back then the locals already referred to it as Harlantown, and eventually the name officially became Harlan. But back in the day, this place was called Mount Pleasant, at least on paper. Well guys, my visit to Harlan, it's going to be kind of short, unfortunately. The thing is, it's quite a small place, you can see. I've got to say that throughout this Appalachian tour, Harlan has surprised me the most, just in the sense that it looks like there's still a good community around here, and it looks like the town is still alive. You know, some of these Appalachian towns that I've been to, I've enjoyed all of them. They've all been interesting in their own way. But some of them kind of have a feeling of, I hate to even say this, but kind of a bit of hopelessness. Kind of like the town is just a shell of its former self, and there's no hope that it's really gonna come back. And some people have even expressed that they believe that just in a decade or two, the towns may not even be there anymore. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but out here in Harlan, I get the feeling that it's going to be around for a long time to come. And the homes out here have been surprisingly nice. The community is well looked after, and that's really good to see, because this whole region is just like it's a hidden treasure. Everybody knows about it, but very few people actually get out here to travel. But you've got these neat little historic towns that are like 200 years old, surrounded by mountains, the most beautiful scenery, well, at least some of the most beautiful scenery in the entire US. And you've just got a bunch of these little forgotten towns. What a shame it would be if all of these disappeared. Well, Harlan, it was short, but it was sweet. Had a good time, but the road calls, and we are moving on to our next destination along this great Appalachian tour. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. As you know, here on Chopsticks and Trains, we've always got adventures coming from all corners of the globe. So until next time, take care of yourselves and stay tuned. Y'all come back now, yeah?
I want to give an extra special thanks to all of my YouTube members and Patreon supporters for their help in keeping this channel financially sustainable. A huge thank you to all supporters from the $1 tier on up through the higher tiers. I want to give an extra special acknowledgement to my PCO tier members. And lastly, a huge shout out to my top tier supporters: Lee, Martin S., David is Da Wei, and 有爱心的外国人. Oh, and just so you know, you guys rock.
What do you look for beyond the sea, grasshopper?